Derek, it is so good to see you, and welcome back everyone who is watching our Market Watch. We are recording this in early June with a look back at May. It was a wild month, right, Derek? AI
It
and
was.
geopolitics continue to drive the markets. Stocks hit record highs, but under the surface, there is a more complex story unfolding. So we talked about the rally. What's driving it?
Well, Erin, the month of May, we saw a month that was not like others. In the month of May, we saw the tech industry kind of take off and lead the market. This is an excellent visual. 8 of the 11 sectors of the S&P were negative. 3 were positive, and you can
Right.
see the outperformance of the tech industry that really was driven off the capital spend of artificial intelligence for the future. I mean, it was huge in the month of May, and that's what drove the markets for sure.
hmm And tech, of course, wrapped up with AI. So let's talk about AI right now. How big of a role is it playing in today's market?
The biggest role that I think we've ever seen.
hmm
We've seen the large capital spend, all the big tech players, whether it's through any segment of the basically AI technology, data center build out, infrastructure build out, all of the biggest, largest tech players in the world are all really overspending in the capital area, trying to lead the future into the AI revolution and trying to be the leader of that space.
hmm At the same time, we're hearing a lot about rising interest rates and inflation. How are those factors affecting investors?
Well, it brings in a lot of information from the Middle East. We saw inflation spike. We saw oil prices for the month of May then revert and come down. We saw oil prices drop 16.5% with some of the
Yeah.
news of the ceasefire, the communication that was put out about the potential of putting the Iran conflict and war kind of behind us. It's really created quite a bit of uneasiness at this point. We have oil prices spike, may they reverse. It really does put the Fed in a really uncomfortable position. Uh,
Right.
you, you can see here on the Fed path, we have had expectations going all the way back since 2021 and 2022 that Fed was going to continue to start to lower down interest rates. And now, for the first time here in May, we start to see the reversal there outlined in blue at the end of the chart, that now we're actually starting to look at price in potential rate increases from the Fed to really try to stem the inflation and the risks that we currently have in front of us. Not a fun job to be the head of the Fed at this point.
Oh, no. I think that would be last on my list of jobs right now.
Correct.
Part of that, of course, is tying in the
Mhm.
geopolitical tensions, especially in the Middle East, of course. How are those tensions influencing the market outlook right now?
I think it's putting investors, I think it's putting the markets in a pretty precarious position. Without clarity, with ceasefires announced, with the Strait of Hormuz not being completely open, with the announcement that it's going to be opened and then closed, we expect, if the conflict continues, we're going to expect to start to see oil supplies continue to diminish. Those will certainly impact prices. Inflation data, that of course can kind of matriculate through the economy, but none of that is known. So it just puts everyone in a very uneasy position of what does the future, the short term look like.
Yeah. So, of course, with all that in mind, then what should
Mhm.
investors be focusing on right now?
Pulling a lot of information and data, taking a look at what is happening with the conflict in Iran, watching employment data to see, taking a look at oil supplies to see what's happening in the commodity space. There's a lot. I think it puts a lot of people in net neutral, and that's why we saw in May where 8 of the 11 sectors were down a little bit, because nobody has a clear picture yet of what's going forward. And that's why tech led, is because we do know what the tech industry is doing. They're focusing on that AI, that capital expansion and build out, in that race for future AI technology for profits and margins in the tech sector. So that's the one clarity picture. And that showed up very clearly in May.
hmm And I'm glad you brought that up, Derek, because we did just get an alert. The US added 172,000 jobs in May, and the unemployment rate stayed at 4.3%, a strong showing for the labor market.
Yeah, it means that the economy is continuing to hold up quite well, even though consumers might not be feeling so hot. It definitely is showing the fact that the economy continues to hang in there very, very well, which again
Mhm.
comes back to the same point of kind of boast for the point of potential of inflation and also of rates being increased in the future potentially. We don't know because there's so many events to unfold over the next few months, and that's why I think a lot of people are in the holding pattern outside of the tech industry at this point.
Yeah, a lot of moving parts. Derek,
Yes.
if somebody has any questions about anything that you and I chatted about just now or any questions in general, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can reach out to the office directly at 703-273-2326 for scheduling with Kelly, and then also through the website at 3leaffinancial.com.
All right, Derek, so good to see you. I really
You-
appreciate your insights today.
Thanks, Erin.